Welcome to the High Volume Hiring Podcast. I am Stephen Rothberg. I'm one of your co hosts. And if our listeners are very lucky and want to be informed, the less I say in this episode, the better. Because there are two people in this episode, and I am not one of them, who actually know what they're talking about with this issue. And so I'm just going to tag along for the ride. But my co host, Jeanette Leeds, good to see you.
Good to see you too. Hi, everyone. We're going to talk about workforce planning today, and I'm really excited because we have John Baldino, who's here with us, who knows way more than Stephen does. on this
Oh,
Way more.
topic. Way more.
so does my dog.
And if you don't know John, you need to because he knows. I don't want to say everything about everything, but
Gosh, that's terrifying. Yes. We'll have my wife on the next episode who will refute everything that you just said.
perfect. I love it. So for those listeners who maybe don't know John for some reason, and you should, John, just give a listeners quick, who are you? And by the way, I don't think I officially said welcome. So first, welcome. And now tell us
Oh,
about you.
yes. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here. So currently the president of Humoriso, which is a global HR consulting firm. I've been doing HR for over 35 years, which is outrageous. I started in personnel in 1988.
When they called it personnel.
Yeah, I love it.
Yes. So it's been a while, and I've had all of the jobs and all of the talent acquisition and HR roles. Back when we didn't separate, you just were some jobs I was it. You got to do it all. Bring
Yeah.
them in, keep them, and get rid of them. So it's been a fun time.
And that is why you know everything about everything.
Yeah, okay.
Almost.
At least what not to do. Yes.
Exactly, which is key. Love it. Well, since we know everything about everything, we're in a really interesting time right now.
Yes.
So
Yes.
before we get into what does it truly mean, or what does it mean to truly workforce plan, depending where you put the truly,
Yeah.
what are you telling HR, TA pros just about the job market right now? Because it's not normal and it hasn't
It
been
is
for a while.
not normal. That's actually the first thing I say is,
Yeah.
we're used to looking at certain indicators,
Yeah.
and saying, well, because of this, these three other things are going to be true.
Yeah.
It's not the case right now, right? This is part of it, I think, is because we are such a headline driven culture.
Yeah.
And so you read the headline and you're like, oh, that's what it is. Everybody's being laid off.
Yeah.
And then you're a recruiter and you're like, everybody's being laid. I can't find enough people
Hmm.
right? Like, how could that be? Where are all these laid off people? Tell them to come here. And so it seems like there's this crazy dichotomy, and genuinely, I think that's a good place to start with.
Yeah.
If you haven't had any of these conversations in your organization, just start with, isn't it weird right now?
Yeah.
And let people just sort of respond to that. It's easy to
I
do.
love it.
So, for people who have been in this weird recruiting industry, what did you say? 30 years?
35 plus.
35.
And they're used to kind of more of a normal market where they can actually do some predictions and say, 6 months from now, 12 months from now, 18 months from now, this is what we need. And they come to you and they say, how do I plan when it's unplannable?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I think the first thing is it's a mindset shift. That's a bit trite, and I understand that, but it is a mindset shift because I look at talent acquisition as filling roles, order takers in some institutions. And while that may be the sort of title of things, I think what we really are becoming is sort of market analysts. The,
Yes.
the role of a talent acquisition professional right now is to kind of say it's not just today, it's 6 months from now, because the pace of change is is furious
Mhm.
right now. And yes, there's a lot of that influenced by AI. It certainly is. But I'm from Philly. I'll be old school for a second. A lot of it's about this cash money,
Of
right?
course.
Like where is the funding happening? Where's the money? Follow the cash. And some of that, along with some of the AI bits that we're dealing with, really force us to say it's not just today, it is 3 to 6 months down the road. And so, what will we need? What are the kinds of capabilities that are going to be required for us to remain competitive, for us to penetrate markets differently? A talent acquisition professional has a really unique place in that because you're seeing what's coming in from a candidate standpoint. What are folks coming to the table with when they're looking at roles in your organization, or what kinds of roles are they asking for in your organization? Hey, I haven't seen you looking for this kind of person, but here's what I can bring to the table. Here's the difference that I'll make for your organization, and you're the one who's sort of intake on that, seeing all of that. And I think you, as that talent acquisition professional, get to sit down with people and say, let me give you a little bit of a lesson.
Yeah.
What's happening in the market right now? It's not because I'm great, it's because this is what's being hand delivered to me, and I'm able
Yeah.
to share with you.
This reminds me when you're like, okay, we need to think about 3 months, 6 months from now. When I was, I'll say, since we're saying number of years, over 25 years ago, when I
Right?
was a recruiter, at a campus recruiter at Lehman Brothers, right? But even like the whole
Back
this
in my
back
day.
in the day,
And we
right?
liked it.
Yeah. Right. When I was 5 years old, just to be clear, let's just,
Yeah, obviously.
right, let's do that. What was interesting with campus recruiting, and that still goes on today, but there's like from a trend standpoint, you wanted to hire all your full times from your interns.
Mm,
So you hire summer
Yes.
interns, but it would be like a good but between their junior, senior year, right? We're like then, right? But you would be actually hiring the interns 9 months before, and then you'd be almost talking to them the year before. So you talk about like figuring
Yeah.
out 2 to almost 3 years, how many full-time, kids, what I would say
Yeah.
time do you wanna hire? Um, and then you'd back it out, how many interns you need, what's gonna be like the and so that workforce planning model was, like, crazy. And
Yes.
then, like and just in terms of way before. So what's interesting now is I hear a lot of organizations that I'm talking to tend to be like, "Okay, wait, where is the work for what are the skills we're gonna need
That's right.
not 3 to 6 months, but a year from now, and how do we start planning for that?" And it's like, it's not just a month or 2 months, like, it's extended out, which is a lot of what had been going on and still goes on in campus recruit, or when you
Absolutely.
so, like, maybe let's talk a little bit more about that, like, that extension and that skills and where people and, like, how do organizations, like, figure that it was challenging back in the day, it still is.
It's very challenging. First of all, I love what you're sharing because I
Yeah.
absolutely know that, right? And live that path along with you, right, in
Right.
doing that. First, I know, and some who are going to be listening to us chat about this are saying interns. They've slashed our program.
mm,
I can't hire as many
Right.
interns as I may want to, even though I'm forecasting for what we'll need.
Right, they're the filler.
That
Yeah.
budget's been cut,
Yep.
or the program is been stunted. We put it on hiatus. I love what
Mm.
these terms we just say. Like, just you don't have money. Or what,
Yeah.
like, just
Yeah,
say
just say it. Yeah.
it. Like,
Just like
it's on
you're like
hiatus. It's not a
the Phil
television show.
exactly.
What do you
The Philly in you is like that. I'm like, Jersey Girl Jeanette is like, "Just
you
say what it is." Like,
just
there's no
say it.
money. Like, we yeah.
And so if you're to exactly your point, if you're trying to do some planning, workforce planning, right, and start to look at what's going to be necessary in order for the organization to remain not just viable, but excel. And I can't sort of have a pool of people who've gotten a bit baptized in the organization as an intern, and
Yeah.
that I can then work from to say, ooh, that person's, I see the skill set rising for what we need here. And we can pour into this person, develop them in a particular way. We can pull them out of this department that they interned in because
Yeah.
we see that skill set applying more on to finance or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily have all that. So I'm going to come back to some old school stuff and saying when you're doing workforce planning, if you can't sort of prep your pipeline that way, like with interns,
Yeah.
build realistic job previews into your process of acquisition for talent. You got to get back to some of that basic. If you can't have 3 months, a summer intern program where you can see some
Mm.
things,
Yeah.
get into the RJPs as being part of the interview process. Don't be afraid of that. Oh, John, but then we have to pay them. Write a check, do a 1099. Stop your
Right.
complaining. It's
Right.
one day or
Yeah.
it's 2 days, whatever it is. It's not a big deal. They don't have to be an employee. They can be 1099 and you don't have to worry about what I just said. The Department of Labor says that's okay. Just relax. Like that will be helpful to kind of, again, at least get a little bit of a window. But the other thing is that, and this is for the talent acquisition professional, we've got to invest in our own when it comes to recruiters and sourcers and, again, talent acquisition as a whole. How do they determine quality and capability in the talent that they're looking at? If you're just going to hand them a job description and say, well, you figure it out, then don't complain when I'm bringing in people that, quote, don't quite fit what it is that you really mean. That two-dimensional flat job description is not helping that recruiter to really understand what they need. Help them to understand what quality looks like in these
Yeah.
capabilities, what long-term fit is, knowing that long-term might be 3 years, 4
Right.
years. What does that mean for success in the organization? Stop complaining that they're leaving after 3 or 4 years. If that's the data telling us, that's the average.
Right.
Just stop complaining. Work with it
Yeah.
instead.
I think also what I'm hearing is around like the importance of partnering with the business, right? Like you got to understand, like recruiters, TA professional, heads of TA, like you have to know your customer. You have two customers, the candidates, and then whoever is your internal business
That's right.
you're working with, right?
That's
And
right.
really understanding that, like
Business
that's
strategy. Here's
yeah,
workforce planning 101, real quick. Business
yeah,
strategy, staffing strategy, talent management. They're your three pillars
mm,
for good workforce planning. Business strategy, staffing strategy, talent management, because
I love
not all
that.
of your talent internal can you manage to fill every need. You're still going to have a staffing strategy that may include external views as well. But you're exactly right. If you don't have that business strategy, you're just kind of
Yeah,
shooting in the dark for your
yeah,
staffing and talent management. What are you directing them towards?
I think we have
yeah.
time for one more question, Jeanette.
You
Is it okay
do.
if I grab it?
You take it. I've been doing a
Okay.
lot more talking.
So what hold on.
As we said
Thank
would happen.
Right.
thank goodness. And if this is the beginning of a trend, I think we're all happier. What I'm hearing is workforce planning is really important, but becoming much more difficult.
Yes.
The time horizons are shrinking.
Yep.
John, does that lead us to an increase in the use of gig workers? If we can't plan out 6 months from now, do we switch more to gig and just say, well, if they're here for 3 weeks and then gone, so be it?
I'm going to say yes, asterisk. The reason I'm saying that is because, first of all, if you have to know your business first, and yes, I just said the strategy, but I just mean the construct of the organization today.
Yeah,
If the business is not really disciplined, if it's in that sort of crazy startup phase of things, right? Where every day you're sort of just responding, you're not really kind of leading things, then you're not disciplined enough to really put together a long-term workforce plan. It might serve you better to kind of get the skills that you need today, perhaps in something temporary or gig oriented, so that you can kind of get your footing, right? That to
yeah,
me makes sense. I don't think everyone needs to be a full-time employee. Not because I'm trying to get out of benefits or this or that. Please don't
right.
misunderstand what I'm saying. It's really about the maturity of the organization. You're not immature if you're not
Well,
fully disciplined yet. That's not the opposite, right?
Yeah,
But if you're working towards maturity, then you become an organization that is more disciplined. The roles within the organization are more defined, and those defined roles can help to chart where the organization has to go to remain viable, competitive, profitable,
but
the things that we need it to be.
this is a perfect way to end it, right? It's like
hell yeah.
those 3 things, I mean, I'm just, like, fixated on the profitable. It's like I mean, in the end, that's, like, be an ongoing concern,
Yeah,
so it keeps going. Like, that is
Then it gives you
yeah,
the cash to do all the other
yeah,
wonderful things, and
that's right.
yeah.
it's almost that closing line, John, was almost like you've, done a few podcasts. Now you
I
didn't
mean,
mention
Oh,
I'm
you didn't.
ordering you to share that
Yes,
before
we'll
we
oh,
drop
celebrate.
off.
We're gonna celebrate.
yes. Sure, but first coffee, usually Thursdays, 10 a.m. live. We just celebrated our 217th episode
With the with
Woo!
with the
with the
one and only Jackie
incomparable
Clayton.
Jackie Clayton. Yes.
Love
Awesome.
it. Love it. On that note, if you check that one out, John, thank you.
Thank you both. This was so fun.
So fun, always. Until next time.
Cheers.
Bye, everyone.